Hey loves, I am super excited to be in the kitchen with you guys today. Usually you're seeing me cleaning or something like that, but I wanted to make this my homemaking channel. So I am about to make the meals for the upcoming week. Today is Saturday. Usually I would do it like on a Sunday, but it's gonna be like a dark, gloomy day today. So I decided to make some meals today. We are gonna be making several different items. We're gonna be making some chicken fettuccine alfredo. We're also gonna be making a lasagna, and then we're gonna make like, I guess you could call it hamburger helper. We're gonna make one of those. And then we're also gonna make hamburgers and french fries. And I'll show you guys how I actually package it up to put it in the refrigerator so that it's easy for my family to grab. You guys know that I am plant-based, my family is not, but I still have to cook their meals. If you're wondering how I meal prep for myself, then head on over to my vegan channel. All right, so again, we are gonna have, this is the chicken for the fettuccine alfredo, of course, the Parmesan, the fettuccine, and then I have the whipping cream in the refrigerator. We're gonna have, or they're gonna have hamburgers, and then I have 2 packs of meat out, one for rigatoni, I guess you can call it a hamburger helper or whatever, and then the other one for lasagna. I have these corkscrews pasta, I have some pasta sauce, I have some oven ready lasagna, mozzarella, pepperoni, and then the potatoes for the hamburgers and fries. So let's go ahead and start cooking. Actually, the first thing I want to do is wash my hands, of course. Me and this pan have like a love-hate relationship. I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm trying to steer away from like non-stick pans and pots. I do use them in this video, but I am trying to get rid of like me using them. My family prefers to use them because they're much easier, especially my husband. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the hamburgers. They love their hamburgers seasoned, so you will see me put like a lot of seasoning on these. I will show you one that isn't like all that familiar, but the other ones are just things that you use in, you can use whatever seasoning that you like on your burgers, or if you don't even like seasoning on your burgers, then don't use any. Alright, so while we get the burgers going, we're about to go ahead and cut up the potatoes that are going to go in the same tray as the burgers. So I have a big bowl of water. This bowl is humongous. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but it is a big bowl. And I'm just going to put just a little bit of salt in here so that the potatoes don't brown while I'm peeling all of them. So I am going to peel a whole bag of potatoes. All of these are going to get peeled. I do use a potato peeler. I've never learned how to actually peel a potato with a knife. I remember my mother trying to actually teach me how to peel a potato with a knife, but I was just taking off too much of the potato that I just got used to using a potato peeler. It's just so much easier for me. But yeah, I said I am going to start cooking try to start cooking all of my family's meals. We do have some things that were prepackaged and things like that we're still going, or they're still going to consume because it's meat, but they're still going to consume that. But I'm going to try my best to start cooking like all of our family meals, especially since stuff is just so expensive now. So now that all of the potatoes are peeled and cleaned, I am going to go ahead and slice them with this fry cutter. Now I don't know where my husband purchased this from, but I do struggle with this thing. Like it's supposed to be like mounted to like your table or something like that, but of course we don't do that because we live in a townhouse and we're trying to, it's like save room. But anyways, I struggle so much with this thing. Usually my husband will like cut all the fries for us for this or with this, but no one was home with me this time, so I had to cut them all myself. And as you see, I am struggling, but I really do appreciate this thing. I really do like love it. Like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with this also, but it just makes so much easier instead of me having to cut each potato into like sticks to make fries. All right, so I just rinsed the fries with some clean cold water. Now I'm going to dry them in another bowl with a towel. So I have a smaller bowl. And then I have a towel that I'm going to use to dry them. And then I will season these fries as well. I am going to bake them. I was going to put them in the air fryer, but I decided to just go right on ahead and bake them. Make life so much easier for myself. So I'm sorry if you guys hear like my dryer and washer in the background. I do have a load of clothing going as well as we speak. So if you hear that in the background, I am sorry. Again, I'm just drying these. I might have to get another towel to dry these. But all of them are not going to fit on this one baking sheet anyway. I can use a little bit more. All of them are not going to fit on this little one baking sheet anyway. I do have other baking sheets. Sorry if I'm not talking to you guys. But I do have other baking sheets. We'll see. I am about to season these fries though. And I'm going to bake these in the oven at 375 until they're like golden and like soft. These are golden potatoes. I don't know if I've already said that, but these are golden potatoes. They're still just a little damp but not soaking wet. So let's go ahead and get some extra virgin olive oil and some seasoning on these.
While editing this, I just realized that I could have easily used my salad spinner instead of using a towel, but I am going to use several different seasonings on our fries. Again, you can use whatever seasonings that you like. I just showed you guys rosemary, like, hey, I am putting rosemary on here. But same for the burgers. I didn't tell you guys what I use, but I use like black pepper, seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and some paprika on the fries. And again, just use whatever your family likes. If your family does not like seasoned fries, then don't use seasoning. Now that I'm done seasoning all of the fries, I am just going to go ahead and spray the pan with some extra virgin olive oil. I know I have a liner on here, like a non-stick liner, but the fries still stick when I use this non-stick liner, so I've gotten into the habit of actually just spraying it with some extra virgin olive oil before I make anything on these pans or on these mats. I am going to just go ahead and bake these in the oven for probably like 45 minutes on 370 degrees Fahrenheit. You guys, I love fries and I am munching on these fries throughout the video while they are cooling off. So the next thing we're going to get is this meat going for their rigatoni and also their lasagna, and just let it cook down. I try my best to clean as I cook, but by the time I finished making all these meals, the kitchen was a hot mess. I was gonna film myself like cleaning it, but you guys, I was so tired. I just had my family clean it for me, which they did a good job. I do try to clean as I go, but I had become so exhausted that I was just like, can you guys please clean the kitchen? And of course they did, and I love my family for that.
So I did end up making 2 trays of french fries. They are done, looking so good. I love french fries, you guys, and I am a french fry snob. I typically only like homemade. So yeah, these are looking so delicious. I'm gonna let them cool for just a little bit. We do have some burnt spots, but that's because some of them were cut so thin. But I'm gonna let them cool, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I am going to put all of these together, like all of the meals together, once everything is finished.
So now that the ground beef is all finished, I am just going to go ahead and drain all of that grease out of it and bring it back to the stove. Now I'm going to start adding my sauce. This first sauce that I pick up, I noticed that it didn't pop. And I was like, wait a minute, this must have already been open. I saw some stuff on like TikTok where people just go around opening stuff and like doing nasty stuff to it, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. So of course I did not use that sauce. I actually used 2 other brands, and I also used a little bit of the other one. But yeah, I was like, I will not be using this. I don't know how long it's been sitting on the store's shelf, just open. It's so funny that I had went to another store like a couple of months ago, and I told my son to grab some lemon juice, and I noticed that that was open. So you guys, make sure you're checking your food before you actually even leave the store. I don't know why I didn't check it on this day when I picked up the sauce, but yeah, make sure you check your food before you actually leave the store. People are become so disgusting. Now that everything is finished, I am just gonna go ahead and combine these two. Well, not all of them, but before I do that, I realized that I hadn't taken any pasta out for myself, so that's what I'm doing right now, just taking some pasta out for myself. But again, I am just gonna go ahead and mix about, I'll say, half of this spaghetti sauce with those noodles so that it'll be 1 meal, and then the remaining portion of the spaghetti sauce will actually be for the lasagna. Now, the lasagna wasn't actually for this upcoming week. It was just for like later on. So I do put it in the freezer. But I found like if I make more meals in advance, it makes our week go so much smoother because we all work. My son has sports. My husband works, and he also coaches Little League football. I work, and then I try to do my YouTube things. If you guys don't know, I have several different YouTube channels. I'll leave them linked down below if you want to follow them. And I also have Instagram, so if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I'll leave that down below as well.
All right, so the last thing that we need to do, y'all, I don't feel like fixing my camera, but the last thing we need to do is cook the chicken. I just had to go to the store because we didn't have any saran wrap, and I also just picked up some parchment paper. So now I'm about to do the chicken. I'm gonna do the chicken Alfredo right now. I'm gonna cook the chicken, and while the chicken is cooking, I'm just gonna go ahead and make the Alfredo sauce. And I'm also gonna boil the noodles. I'm running out of pots.
So depending on what I am cooking that day, meal prepping takes about 4 to 5 hours, which I find is worth it because like I said, during the week, I am tired after work. Even though I work from home, I'm still tired from like, my brain's tired, put it like that. And having to actually cook dinner and think about, hey, what are we gonna eat is more stress on my brain. But I am going to use the same seasonings from earlier: seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, and I think that's all that I use on the chicken. I'm not 100% sure, but then again, you guys use whatever seasoning that you like on your chicken. If you do not like seasoning, then of course do not use any type of seasoning on your chicken. I don't eat meat, so there was no one here for me to have them taste it. Usually I'm like, hey, taste this and let me know if this is good enough for you guys, but no one was there, so I don't know if this had enough seasoning. Like, they'll tell me later on, like, hey, that needed some more seasoning. I'm like, yeah, I didn't have anyone here to taste it for me, so sorry about that. But yeah, you guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and cook this chicken until it is brown. And I do have a thermometer. I'm just going to cook that chicken until the thermometer says that it is nice and good. I think it's like 165 degrees for chicken. I do put it in the thickest part of the chicken, and I also put it in other parts of the chicken just to make sure I am not going to make my family sick. Now, this is the reason why I have a love-hate relationship with this pan. I don't know, like, I just don't know. If anyone has any tips and tricks on using these type of pans, let me know in the comments down below. But now I'm going to go ahead and get the Alfredo sauce started for the chicken Alfredo. I don't think I made this recipe the right way this time. Being that I was making so many different things, and this was actually the last thing I actually made, I was tired by this time, and I'm pretty sure I didn't make it right. Like, I forgot to put in the chicken broth. As you see, I'm only putting in the heavy whipping cream, but later I am going to go ahead and boil some chicken broth with some more heavy whipping cream because, again, I just forgot to put the chicken broth. But yeah, you guys can find an easy recipe online. I found this one online, and I don't think I followed it step by step. They didn't complain about it. They said it was good. There's still some in the refrigerator. But yeah, again, I am using in seasonings that my family like. And I'm also going to add Italian seasoning to this, since this is a chicken fettuccine Alfredo. I also added Italian seasoning to the spaghetti sauce as well. I always add Italian seasoning to my spaghetti sauce.
Bruh.
I went ahead and shredded the chicken off camera. I did use a handheld mixer to actually shred it. It just makes life so much easier instead of trying to shred it with a fork. But yeah, now I'm just going to go ahead and mix the chicken in the Alfredo sauce. Like I said earlier, I realized that I had forgot the chicken broth, and I'm going to go ahead and boil a little pot of chicken broth with some heavy whipping cream. You'll see that coming up soon. But yeah, I think I messed up this recipe, you guys. So some of the stuff I will use for my own meals, like my plant-based meals or vegan meals, if you want to call them. I'm going to take about half of these noodles and put them, or maybe 3/4 of these noodles and put them into their stuff. And then the other quarter I'm going to save for myself for later to make my own meals. I am going to start posting my weekly meal planning or meal prep on my vegan channel. Again, that's going to be listed down below if you guys are interested. Again, there's me just pouring in the chicken broth and adding more cheese, and the chicken broth also add whipping cream in it. Again, I think I messed up this one, but hey, it is what it is.
All right, so the first thing I am going to put together are going to be the hamburgers and fries. I'm going to use these containers, these little containers I got from Sam's Club. So I'm going to put a bun, but I'm going to wrap the bun in some saran wrap.
The reason I am wrapping the bun in saran wrap is because I'm going to place the burger up under the bun later, and I don't want the bun to become soggy or whatever as it sits in the refrigerator waiting for them to choose it to have as an actual meal. So you guys see me struggling like always, wrapping up these buns with some saran wrap, and then later I'm just going to go ahead and place the bun under the, place the burger under the bun. But yeah, I feel like some of this can be time consuming, but it's so worth it.
All right, so now that I have them all wrapped up, I'm going to place the hamburger under the bun. And then I am going to put some fries in here for them. Now, I did eat some of these fries. I'm not gonna lie. I was eating on them. I was munching on these fries. So, yeah. It's not that many left, but, you know. I'm gonna give one, starting off, every one, just one spoonful. And then I'll go back and fill it in. Now, they'll be able to, like, warm. I know people don't like re-warmed up potatoes, but if they eat it at home, then they can re-warm it up in the air fryer, which makes them taste really good.
So my son had been packing these for his lunch for school, and he said that he was throwing the fries away because they became mushy when he warmed them up in a microwave. And I was like, sir, you're supposed to warm them up in an air fryer at home.
And now I'm just gonna put the tops on them.
Again, I picked these trays up from Sam's Club. When I purchased them, I think they were $10. I think. I've had them for a while, but I don't know how much they will be right now with inflation.
All right, so the last thing I'm going to do, I forgot to say, was label these. So I do use just some tape and a Sharpie, and I'm going to label what's in them and today's date.
I have found that using a Sharpie and some tape is so much easier than just writing on the container itself. If you write on the container itself, you got to actually try to rub it off and everything, especially since I am using a Sharpie. So again, just using some masking tape and a Sharpie makes it so much easier.
Then my handwriting isn't the best, but here is meal number 1 done.
Now I'm just going to go ahead and scoop up some of this pasta into the containers. I don't know what to call this, you guys. Is it goulash? I don't think it's even goulash. It's not hamburger helper. It's not rigatoni. I'ma just call it pasta. Now, you may do your meals separately, or not separately, may do your meals different from what I do. You do whatever works best for you and your family, and you know what they're going to eat. I'm just showing you guys what I meal prep for me and my family. Of course, this is just for them. But again, I'm just showing you what I meal prep for them and how I meal prep it and what works for us throughout the week versus us just cooking and being stressed out from work and sports and whatever else we have going on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and top 4 of these with some mozzarella cheese. I didn't do all because sometimes my daughter won't eat anything that's dairy because she's lactose intolerant. But then again, she will eat a lot of things that have dairy in them, even though she is lactose intolerant. So this one right here, I feel like I needed to, again, I just needed to add more sauce to this one. But you guys, when you're cooking for like 4 or 5 hours, you become tired. You're like, forget it. You're going to get what you get, and you better not throw a fit. But yeah, I really like making all these meals for the week because then, again, like I said at the beginning, at when I'm working and I'm tired after work and I don't feel like thinking about what we're going to eat or even actually cooking, this becomes very, very helpful. To put the lasagna together, I am doing a layer of meat, then I'm going to do a layer of noodles, then I'm going to do another layer of meat, then I'm going to do a layer of pepperoni, then I'll do a layer of mozzarella cheese and also Parmesan cheese. My family only likes what I'm putting in this lasagna in their lasagna. They do not like ricotta, nor do they like cottage cheese. I know some people put cottage cheese in theirs. They don't like that. So again, I'm putting in the ingredients that my family likes. If your family likes other things in their lasagna, go ahead and put those things in your lasagna. I am interested to know what you like in your lasagna or what your family likes in their lasagna. Let me know in the comments down below. What layers do you have in your lasagna?
All right, so the last thing we have to do is the chicken Alfredo. I must say this chicken Alfredo is a little watery. Not my best chicken Alfredo, but it is what it is. Let me grab a spoon. All right, so like I said, it's not my best chicken Alfredo sauce, but it's still edible, so we're gonna go with that. And in each one, or most of them, I'm gonna put some broccoli. Sometimes my family will eat the vegetables that I put with the food, and most of the time they won't.
There are a few vegetables that my family will and will not eat. I mean, I guess it's typical. Anyone's like that. I'll eat every vegetable except like okra. I loathe okra. And I also don't like, oh, I cannot think of the name of those little baby cabbages. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments down below. I can never remember the name of them. I've tried so many times to actually like them, or I just kept on trying them and I do not like them. I do enjoy broccoli. I love onions and things like that. My family does not like onions or peppers.
I'm gonna have to put the broccoli in first, and then I'll do the Alfredo because I'm having a hard time picking up these noodles.
These trays are different from the other ones, and I do believe that I got these ones from Walmart or something like that. Not 100% sure. Could have been Amazon.
And I did overcook the broccoli just a little bit.
My husband did say that he really enjoyed the fettuccine Alfredo, but not the broccoli so much since I overcooked it. Now, if you put other things in your fettuccine Alfredo, that is fine. Just remember, not everyone cooks the same. Not everyone uses the same ingredients when it comes to a certain dish. Just know that I put what my family likes.
All right, now I can use the tongs to get the Alfredo.
So this meal prep day has come to an end. I got several meals for my family. Again, if you want to see what I make for myself, such as like vegan or plant-based meals, then head on over to my vegan channel. This did last all week. We didn't have to cook the lasagna, but they finished all of their like individual meals. So again, this is so handy. You guys should absolutely give it a try. But I want to thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.